With its bold stripes, long, curved beak and funky do, the hoopoe is one of the most noticeable birds around. Just by looking at it, it's easy to tell the hoopoe has moxie. But here's what you may not know. 1. The hoopoe is named after its call. Its Latin name, upupa, describes the call more accurately, a loud oop, in sets of 3. This call isn't the only noise a hoopoe makes. Char is a warning, tii means the babies want food, and a wheezing sound comes from the female during courtship rituals. 2. The hoopoe is the national bird of Israel. After a seminar to nominate species and once tens of thousands of votes were counted, the hoopoe was chosen as a national symbol in 2008, winning over the bulbul, warbler and finch. While the bee-eater might be more colorful, we have to admit the hoopoe has a lot going for him. 3. Hoopoes don't make a typical nest. They don't gather twigs and find a nice nook on a tree branch. Rather, they look for holes in tree trunks, cliffs, and, in urban environments, walls. Indeed, a birdhouse is the perfect nest habitat for these birds. Females stay inside the nest until the eggs hatch, and some birds will try to close up the nest as much as possible, leaving an opening for Papa Bird to bring food. Females and young also have the ability to secrete a stinky odor to ward off predators. 4. Baby hoopoes are far from helpless. In addition to being able to stink up the place, hoopoe chicks are also able to ward off predators by strategically aiming their droppings. They've been known use their bill and wings to fight off intruders, and even make a threatening hissing sound. 5. Hoopoes range throughout Africa, Europe and Asia. They nest and reside in Israel, and migratory populations spend their winters in western India and throughout Central and Eastern Africa. Some populations of hoopoes have adapted to their specific range, and are considered subspecies. 6. The hoopoe's beak is its most important tool. The characteristic lengthy, slightly bent beak of the hoopoe allows it to forage through vegetation, dig into the ground to find insects to eat, and quickly feed nestlings mid-flight. They also use their beaks aggressively. In territorial fights and elsewhere, they've been observed scooping up winged insects and beating them against a rough surface to remove wings, legs and other parts that the bird deems unsuitable for eating. 7. The hoopoe's flight resembles that of a butterfly. Its large, round wings move like waves, only closing halfway. Migratory populations of hoopoes have the most impressive wings. 8. Hoopoes engage in something called courtship feeding. These birds have a peculiar courtship ritual that revolves around food. The male presents insects to the female for her to eat. Obviously, the male hoopoe knows the way to a lady's heart. Hope you enjoy the video. We'll make more video for you and your kids. So subscribe our channel for more.